8 years of marriage plus pregnant, but my husband adopted sister did this to me. My 4 babies weren't miscarried. My 4 babies hadn't died from miscarriage. They had been murdered by their father, for my sister. Those miscarriages were all his crimes. Continuing from part 1, here's part 2. I clung to the side of Adrian's black Mercedes, my palm bleeding from biting down to hold back a scream, as his cold voice drifted through the half-open window. Elena's POV, all I had to do was slip in some drugs to her meal to induce early labor, Adrian said, almost amused. Then I would tell her that there were complications. She would cry, I would comfort her, and life would go on. My mind flashed back to each miscarriage. The pain, the blood, the hospital rooms. After each loss, Celeste would show up at the hospital with homemade chicken soup. I made this especially for you, she would say, her eyes full of fake tears. I know how much you're hurting. I'm here for you, sis. She would stay the night, sleeping in the chair beside my bed, holding my hand whenever I woke up crying. Adrian would be there too, stroking my hair, whispering, we'll try again. We'll have our baby. I promise. I had believed them both. My hands shook violently. I bit down harder on my palm to keep from screaming. They had poisoned me 4 times. Are you really going to divorce her when my womb is cured? Celeste asked, her voice dripping with false concern. Of course, Adrian said casually. Once the doctor confirms the treatments worked, I don't need to keep her around anymore. He paused, and I heard the smirk in his tone. Then you and I can finally be together publicly. Celeste's voice was breathy. What about my family? What will they say? Adrian laughed coldly. The family that favors you over their own daughter? Please, they'll side with us. Her mother already told me she thinks Elena is an embarrassment. The words cut through me like knives, because it was the truth. She already signed her 5% company shares over to me years ago without realizing it, Adrian continued. She'll walk away with nothing. She has no friends, no support system. After the divorce, she'll have nothing and no one. She'll probably end up back in some countryside hovel where she belongs. Celeste furrowed her eyebrows. How do you plan on doing that? Adrian chuckled coldly. Next week, we'll throw a huge party to announce your pregnancy to everyone important, my business partners, your family, and so much more. He continued. Then I'll have something slipped into her champagne. Then halfway through the party, Marcus will find her in one of the upstairs rooms in a compromising position with some strange men. Celeste gasped. You're going to frame her? She'll be too drugged to know what's happening. Marcus will make sure there are photos. By the end of the party, everyone will believe Elena Moretti cheated on her devoted husband at a party celebrating her sister's pregnancy. That's brilliant, Celeste breathed. Everyone will think she's the villain. Exactly. The divorce will be clean, and she'll get nothing. Adrian's voice dripped with satisfaction. My heart pounded so hard I thought it would burst through my chest. He was going to drug me, frame me, and take everything. Their moans filled the silence again. I backed away from the car slowly, careful not to make a sound. My hand was bleeding where I had bitten it, but I didn't feel it. All I could feel was devastation, rage, and heartbreak. When I was far enough away, I ran. I climbed into my car, and my body shook so violently I could barely hold the wheel. I sat there in the darkness, tears streaming down my face, my palm pressed protectively over my stomach. 4 babies murdered, used as experiments to cure my sister's infertility so she could carry my husband's child. And now he was going to destroy my reputation and take everything I had left. I barely remembered driving home. My hands shook so violently on the steering wheel that I almost crashed twice. I drove home in a daze, their conversation replaying endlessly in my head.